Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LightningChart Dashtera launch webinar. I'm your host, Robert Taylor. I'm the account representative for the Americas at LightningChart, which is the main company that is launching the brand of Dashtera. Dashtera is our new brand. It is a brand for basically taking all your data visualization needs, but creating them into a SaaS format. And we'll be getting into that relatively soon. But before that, here's our agenda. So, what we're going to start is with our Chief Executive Officer, Pasi Toimanen. He's going to give you a history of the company, and then afterwards, we're going to go into our team with Brian Albrecht. After that, we'll give you a demonstration of what Dashtera can do. This will be done by Annika Will-Alice. After that, we'll be giving you a more in-depth demo. Now, this demo is going to give you some information about how you can use the Dashtera charts for your real-time needs. And that's one of the biggest powers that Dashtera is going to give you. Lastly, we'll go into a brief demo about how you can utilize everything in a format for financial charting, trading, or whatever your financial charting or trading or products needs are. So, after all of this is done, we'll have a question and answer section where you'll be able to go into the question and answer section and give your questions and we'll answer them then. Feel free to add your questions at any point in time in that section and we'll answer it at the end of the presentations. Also, we're going to be giving a 10% discount. That's going to be Dashtera Launch 10. This will also be in the Q&A section, and you'll be able to find that along with everyone, all of the representatives in your each individual location, all of our representatives information, so you can contact us in case you have any more questions or you want to move forward with an actual account. So to start, let's start with Pasi Toimanen with the history of Dashtera, and I will give it over to Pasi.
All right, thanks a lot, Robert. So welcome everybody from my behalf. And I would like to explain the whole idea behind the Dashtera platform and also tell something about our journey in the data visualization domain. So Dashtera is a very, very powerful data visualization and dashboarding platform created to solve those most difficult advanced needs for engineering and science, finance and trading, and business intelligence problems. So it's a three-in-one platform and can be easily adapted to the whole enterprise across all the teams. And this is a no-code platform. It means that it's very easy to start using. There's no need to start learning some programming language or even scripting language. It's mainly drag and drop. All right, so about our company background. So we have been in the business 19 years. Since 2007, and we are the pioneer in GPU accelerated data visualization. We started from .NET charts, went into JavaScript charts, and now Python charts, and now Dashtera even. We are developing and licensing our libraries for companies who build their own software solutions and deliver them to their end users. But mainly we are talking about, like with software components, we are talking about software developers are our target users, our audience. And when thinking about the data visualization in more like a large big picture, only small fraction of people actually want to code their own systems. They just want to have a tool to visualize their data efficiently and share those visualizations to other people. The other aspect is that the data amounts are growing all the time exponentially, and they will keep on growing. There's many different data sources out there coming from the database, internet, even drones, cloud services, and these older dashboarding solutions, market-leading solutions, they just cannot keep up with the data. They have to significantly reduce the data in their cloud infrastructure before giving it to the visualization engine. So in Dashtera, we have solved many good problems in a way that we offer 3D charting, we offer PI charting, we offer high performance real-time charting, and really leading finance charting technology in one platform. And we believe that this is going to be a huge game changer for the whole data visualization industry. And in this diagram, this explains this Dashtera platform a little bit, what it is, what it does. So data can be practically connected from anywhere. So databases, we have many different databases integrated in the system, and we have even real-time data sources, many of them. We have support for IoT devices, and data lakes and data warehouses, these kind of systems. And these are, of course, like these kind of enterprise systems we are talking about typically. But for normal personal use, for example, you can just upload your Excel data in there, CSV data or any other standard data file format, and start visualizing your data. It is not difficult at all, as we will show you a little bit later in this meeting. You get interactive dashboards, 2 and 3D visualizations, drilling functionality to your data, and absolutely stunning performance under heavy data loads. And this is how we have composed our service models. So on dashtera.com website, you can find the Dashtera Cloud Service. So there's a link in the top right corner to sign up to the service, and you can start visualizing your data online even today. We have the basic plan, which is totally free, and then the paid tiers provide more functionalities, more visualization types, more freedom to compose your dashboards, and also sharing capabilities. We have these paid plans for BI, and then engineering and science, and finance and trading, and these are composed based on the user profile. Well, not everybody wants to have their systems running on the cloud side. Many, for example, defense sector companies, they expect that their data is being strictly handled in their own premises only. It doesn't go to the internet at all. So we can deliver on-premises system for these companies, and the companies get total control over their data. We offer a hosted private system also, so we can host this kind of private system, on-premises system, for the customers if they want so. And we enable even white labeling and rebranding of the platform to specific cases. We offer source code as optional to these packages. If somebody needs to have access to Dashtera and LightningChart JS source code, it covers that part. So that's from my part. Back to you, Robert. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pasi. That was very informative. So, as Nick's presenters likes to say, a company is only as good as its team. So, our next presenter, Brian, will be giving you some information just about our team, who we are, and what we're all about, what we've been able to do, and a little bit about our history. Brian, if you're ready, I'd love for you to start.
Hey, thanks, Robert. And thank you, everyone, for being here with us today to celebrate the launch. As Robert said, my name is Brian, and I want to take a few minutes to introduce the team behind Dashtera. Because, a product is only as good as the people who are building it. So, Dashtera is built by LightningChart, headquartered in Kuopio, Finland. We have a development office in India and team members across the Americas and several other countries. There's about 35 people working on Dashtera across multiple time zones. So it's a global team that's firmly rooted in Finland. Now, on the leadership side of things, Dashtera is led by Pasi, who we've already spoken with. He's the head of research and development and the product owner. Pasi personally drives the product vision and design direction of Dashtera. We have Auli, who is our chief financial officer and handles finance and operations. Ilkka is our lead software architect, setting the technical direction for the entire platform. And I serve as project manager, software developer, and handle our intellectual property legal work. Now, I briefly mentioned this already, but for engineering side of things, engineering is our largest team. We have about 15 developers on the engineering team, split between Finland, India, and the Americas. On the Finland side, we have senior developers working on core platform, data connectors, front-end architecture. Our India office adds strong full-stack capability, and developers in the Americas contribute on the fintech and high-performance computing side of things. All of these teams work in lockstep with Finland on a 2-week sprint cycle, and that 3-region setup gives us coverage across all time zones and lets us move fast without sacrificing any quality. So what really sets us apart is our specialists and expert side of things. We have a group of deep specialists that you won't find at a typical software as a service company. Nilo, our chief technology officer, built LightningChart JS, the charting engine under the hood of Dashtera. Eero specializes in GPU accelerated rendering. Lasse focuses on finance-specific charting technology. Radu handles high-performance statistics computation. And Janneke is our senior data analyst, bringing deep data analysis expertise to the platform. You'll hear from a few of these folks shortly. These people are who make Dashtera render millions of data points without breaking a sweat, and that performance advantage comes directly from them. So next up, talk briefly about our design team and quality assurance and infrastructure. On the design side, Dimitri is our lead designer, responsible for the overall look and feel of Dashtera. Katarina specializes in data analytics, user interfaces, and the dashboards, charts, and visualization layouts that are the core of what Dashtera does. On the quality assurance and infrastructure side, we have Casper as our quality assurance lead, and Ville manages our server infrastructure and information technology operations out of Finland. on the commercial side, we have regional sales coverage across the Americas, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Robert covering the Americas. Dewal handles Europe and India. Yundu covers Asia, and Ahmad focuses on the Middle East and Gulf regions. Wherever you are, there's definitely someone in your time zone to help you. And then on the marketing side, Karen's heading things up, and you'll be hearing and seeing a lot more from her as we get things going here on Dashtera. So to sum it up, around 35 people headquartered in Finland, working globally, deep expertise in high performance data visualization built on over 15 years of charting technology from LightningChart. We're not a team that pivoted into dashboards from something else. This is what we do. That's the team behind Dashtera. Now, let me hand it back to Robert, and he will introduce our next presenter.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And just so you know, before we go to the next presentation, if you have any questions or anything that you want to say, you can always put it into the Q&A chat. We'll be trying to answer it not only in real time, but also at the end of the presentation. So now I would like to move forward with our senior data analyst, Yannick Alwis. He will be giving you just some information about the types of charts that we have. But before he starts, I want to give just a little bit of kind of context. These charts have a variety of use cases and uses that you can utilize just in general in your business. If you have engineering needs, or you need something for smithing charts, or just something a little bit more exotic, such as volumetric rendering or something of that nature, these are the types of charts that you'll be able to access on Dashtera, and you'll be able to move forward with everything. But this is just a little bit of a taste of what you can actually see on Dashtera, and Yannicka is going to give you just the charts and the kind of complete overview of what we can do. Yannicka, if you're ready.
Thank you, Robert. Hello, everyone. First, I will demonstrate the sales forecasting and machine learning analysis dashboard project to highlight the capabilities of Dashtera charts. In this dashboard, we analyzed sales data for several product categories, including headphones, laptops, monitors, phones unit, and tablets. Here, first you can see that there are numeric panel shows sales KPIs. Then you can see monthly revenue trend by using area charts, and there are KPI panels for visualize each product units, and revenue shared by product you can visualize in donut charts, and it can be drilled down into regions. And then marketing spend efficiency you can draw in using spider chart. It can visualize marketing spends and revenue generated, and this parity chart represents product revenue contribution for each product, and these bar charts represent average unit sold, average price by product, average discount percentages, and these horizontal bar charts represent revenue by regions, and product versus regions can be plotted as stacked bar charts. And then revenue distributions you can visualize in box plots, and unit sold per products here can be visualized in pyramid chart. This is price histogram. It is uniformly distributed. Then when we move to sales drivers and business insights, here we can visualize KPI panels for each product revenues, and this regression chart represent that for product category price versus unit sold, discount versus unit sold, marketing spend versus revenue and shows their trends. And these gauge charts represent average discounts, marketing efficiency, sales conversions, and price competitiveness. And this is a heat map for represent revenue by month versus product, and there's a tree map for represent revenue by regions, and there's another area chart to represent month versus products. And this funnel chart we can represent revenue flow from gross sales up to net revenue. This is revenue histogram. It has normally distributed, and this is marketing spend histogram. It is uniformly distributed. Then move to machine learning model performance. We have developed the forecasting unit sold by using 4 different Dashtera machine learning models. Here linear regression, random forest, light GBM and XGBoost. Here those are the forecasted, this is predicted results. Based on this regressions and residuals values, you can clearly see that light GBM and XGBoost has most accurate prediction. In this time series shows that actual versus predicted units solves how each actuals and predicted models behave. This is actual, this is linear regression prediction, random forest prediction. Here clearly see that light GBM and XGBoost has most accurate prediction. Then by using these predictions, we can forecast for next year. You can see that the forecasted results in this dashboard page. Here you can see that year 2025 the forecasted value, this is actual, and this is this you can see the extension for the forecasting value. And this line chart represent daily forecasted trend, and those are the forecasted results, that revenue, what are the predicted units sold, and horizontal bar charts. And here is another point chart. Likewise, you can visualize the predicted results. That's it for this dashboard project, and I will show other Dashtera chart other than in this dashboard. You can see there are other chart possibilities. Here Dashtera has more chart capabilities listed here. Among them, those are the basic charts possibilities. Here you can see there are vertical gauge charts available, horizontal gauge chart, Gantt chart, map chart. There are a lot of XY charts available. There are stack line chart, point chart, spine, polygon chart, segment, step chart, parallel coordinate charts. Then we have available 3D charts. Here are the 3D chart, surface 3D, 3D line, 3D point chart. Likewise, we have several 3D charts available. Then I have shown bar charts, and we also have polar charts. Here are the available polar charts called polar line chart, polar point. Likewise, we have polar charts. Then other than these basic charts features, we have statistical charts. Those are the available statistical charts, that continuous distribution charts, discrete distribution charts, continuous distribution 3D charts, confidence interval charts. For statistical chart capabilities, I will visualize another dashboard project. In this e-commerce customer analysis and operation dashboard, you can visualize capabilities of statistical chart here, discrete uniform, binomial, Bernoulli, Poisson, likewise 2D chart, verbally, beta, gamma, and log normal, exponential, likewise continuous 2D chart, and also as a 3D chart, we can visualize 3D log normal, 3D gamma, 3D beta, 3D normal. Likewise, we have statistical chart capabilities. Other than that, we have special technical analysis chart capabilities that which will describe you, Lasse will describe you later. And we have image panel, text panel, numeric panel, and map panel. I can show you map panel charts using another dashboard project. Here is an example of our map panel chart capabilities. And likewise, there's another dashboard project. You can visualize Dashtera capabilities. Other than this dashboard that I present, you can explore more charts capabilities in the Dashtera using Dashtera showcase project. There are a lot of showcase projects that we have deployed. You can go through these and visualize Dashtera capabilities. That's conclude my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Robert, over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that in-depth presentation, Yannicka. It's a very good example of what can be done for a static chart. And as some of you have already used LightningChart in the past before, you know that the biggest benefit of using us is the performance, being able to visualize millions of data points all at once, which for some libraries, that's impossible. But with us, totally possible. And now it's just a SaaS. But the most powerful thing that we have that we can show you is that we can do all of this in a SaaS format in real time with real time data. And our next presenter, Niilo Kennonen, will show you how to do this on Dashtera. Niilo, up to you.
Thanks, Robert. This is certainly my favorite part to show of Dashtera to first-time viewers. But before that, I'd like everyone to ask themselves a question. If you imagine a real-time monitoring dashboard, how would it look? Think about for 5 seconds. Then keep that thought in mind and let's make one real quick. So Dashtera supports a handful of different ways of connecting real-time data. Right now here we have InfluxDB, WebSocket, Redis, I think Trino also. So no. Well, anyway, I have some demo data over here in WebSocket, so let's quickly do that. For this demo, I'll go with racing data. So this is essentially like motorsports theme. I think this is very easy for people to understand, even if you're not a formula driver yourself. We have an overwhelming amount of variables we can display. Let's try to figure out something. With real-time data in Dashtera, things work exactly the same as with static data. So first you bring your data in, we've done that. Then you make your visuals, and then you connect them the way that you want. I'll try to make something here. So we have a line, we want time on the x-axis, and then let's go with acceleration x, clutch, boost, last one, speed. Okay, we are starting to see something, but give me a moment and I'll make something more. Let's take a gauge chart and put, speed should be good there as well. So speed, let's add a point chart. Let's do something without time. So acceleration, acceleration, all the kinds of acceleration. Maybe one more gauge chart. Maybe one of these. And let's put power. Or no. Oh, this is so difficult. Let's go with boost. Okay. So we start to see things. Now let's go back to the original question. Oh, clutch is always 0. Okay.
It's automatic transmission in this one.
Yeah, it's clear who is the motorsports expert here, not me. But thinking back on how you imagined a real-time monitoring dashboard to look like, in my head, there's a few ways it could look like. Either it could be a dashboard which shows you the latest data points when you open it, and that's it. Or maybe it has a button that you can press and then it updates and it like steps forward a little bit. There's a spinner that loads for 5 seconds and then you get the results. Or maybe the final form, it automatically pushes that button every 1 minute and you don't even have to click it. So quite clearly we are bringing something different here. Oh, my gauge chart looks very interesting. So Dashtera essentially brings a new option, which is what I would like to call real-time monitoring dashboards. But before going further, I want to try sharing this to you. So I'll make a link and let's see if we can get this over to you. Whoop, that's not the right one. Oh, kidding. Go. You should look for a Q&A section in the Teams view, and I'll wait for some sort of indication that someone has seen it. This is very important because the screen share, like 1 frames per second, it doesn't do justice to this kind of dashboards. So try to open it. Okay. Well, keep trying. I'll progress in the meantime. So these kind of use cases are really the backbone of our company. Over the last 18 years, we've specialized in this kind of real-time data visualization because many industries need these kind of real-time monitoring dashboards, not just polling every minute or so. And now it's possible with a no-code interface and a platform behind it that takes care of all the challenges of the data logistics. So let's move forward to what is happening behind the scenes, like right now in this dashboard and how this relates to the real world. So for another example, let's imagine an Internet of Things use case. Let's say in your office, you have a bunch of sensors that are constantly monitoring the room temperature, humidity, what else, and how to visualize that. For example, you could push all the data from your sensors into an InfluxDB database, real-time oriented database. and then go into Dashtera, make an account there, and tell it where to find your data. Give it an URL where it can access your database and an API access token. Scary technical words. Then you can use InfluxDB query language to describe what data you want to bring from there. And then you get to the thing that I showed you before, the fun part, where you have all your data and then you just drag and drop and connect it to where you want. And what is happening then is that Dashtera will connect to your database and it will send it to all the clients who are viewing your project. The next obvious question here is, what if I don't want to give Dashtera access to my database? Or what if my database is hosted locally and Dashtera cannot connect to it and I don't want it to be able to connect to it? This is where Dashtera Gateway comes in. So with more restricted use cases, you can connect your data to Dashtera without ever sharing your authentication tokens or actual database in the public internet. And this is done by installing the separate system block called Gateway inside your network and configuring it on what local data it has access to. And then it handles the necessary connections to Dashtera without ever exposing the database or the access tokens. In realistic use cases, this approach serves a very key role, especially for trialing purposes. This becomes very obvious when we go to the ultimate example of Dashtera usage. So, for example, one actually valid use case, perhaps even the most important use case of Dashtera. Let's imagine your product is an industrial machine that weighs 5,000 kilograms, and it's essentially like completely air-gapped. All the systems are inside it, and it does no communication with the outside world at all. So in this situation, you could embed Dashtera as a kind of black box inside that machine and set up all the data connections there. And then you essentially equip your product with a full-fledged data visualization engine that is very easy to configure. And then you can display data in large quantities, real time, all that good things. And the best part here is that this gives you the maximum security and the minimal latency. So this is really the best way to use Dashtera. That's all for now. So back to Robert.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nilo. And like I said, this is one of the most powerful use cases for Dashtera as a whole, and it's something that we're quite proud of. But with real-time data, that brings up the idea of the most powerful or the most used form of real-time data monitoring. And that's with the financial industry and financial charts, which brings me to my next presenter, Lasse Porten. He's going to give all the information necessary just about our different types of financial charts and their use cases and how you can utilize Dashtera to plan your wealth. Lasse, it's up to you.
Thank you. So my name is Lasse Portin. I'm a software developer at LightningChart who focuses mainly on developing strategies to visualize financial data. As we have already talked before, one area that Dashtera can be used in is finance, that is market and stock analysis. And therefore, I'm going to give you a couple of examples about this. One of those you will see on your screen right now. It has the technical analysis chart that is basically the backbone of any financial analysis. A chart that is specifically designed to show trading data in, for example, candlestick format. But apart from that, there are other charts, as you can see, for example, gauges, point line series, a 3D volatility bar matrix. So this is one example about financial dashboard. But I was thinking that instead of me just showing you a couple of more of these, it would be better to actually create one live here together. So let's go to the main menu of Dashtera and create a new project. Let's call it Finance Demo and continue. Oh, that's only fun.
Even better name.
Yeah, shorter the better. Okay, so this is the blank dashboard. First, we are going to need the data. As Neil already showed you, we can get data from a WebSocket, database, etc. But this time we are going to use files to make this a bit faster. I have prepared some files that have trading data in them. For example, this Apple data file, let's upload it. Now it's included in the project. Let's take the other one as well. Browse files, Alphabet, that is Google, basically upload that as well. Now they are ready to be used in the project. At this point, we are going to need the chart. So let's go here and drag the technical analysis chart. And that's it. Next, we are going to drag the data itself. It's there, and the chart automatically recognizes all the columns to fill the chart properly. And that's pretty much it. We have now fully functional technical analysis chart that comes with predefined time ranges. It comes with over 100 built-in indicators such as moving averages, volume-based indicators, various oscillators. Besides that, we have also drawing tools that you can draw, for example, basic lines, some symbols such as arrows, or some more complex ones like Fibonacci tools, like this. And this technical analysis chart is actually a separate project of LightningCharts, and it can be purchased separately. If you're interested, you can find more information on our website, lightningchart.com. But we are here to talk about dashboards, so we are going to need to add some more dashboards or charts into this dashboard. So what we can do is split this horizontally and split this vertically. And these can, of course, be resized any way you want to. So for this space, we like to put, for example, normal distribution. There you go. And now let's put the data in it. Close values, and that's it. That's the normal distribution of close values of this trading data. And maybe we want to put the other columns there as well, such as open, high, and low. We can click create new series and just drag them all there. Again, this is nothing but drag and drop. No coding required at all. So there we have 4 normal distributions in the same chart. And for this last space, let's try something 3-dimensional, such as 3D line chart. There we go. Then drag some data again, the time values, close values again, because they are the most important ones. Let's put volume this time as well. So that's kind of looks like a mess, but it still represents this data pretty well. This side you can see the price, and this way you can see the volume. Of course, the truth is that a lot of this visualizing technical analysis, visualizing trading data is kind of set in stone. People expect to it be visualized just like you can see in this technical analysis chart. And that is what we offer. But we offer a lot more besides that. New ways to visualize your data, not only financial data, but any data. So that's one dashboard, but I don't think we are finished yet. Maybe we want to compare these two sets here. So what we can do is create another dashboard from the plus button here. It creates another blank dashboard. And we can always go back to the previous one if you want to edit it more. This time, let's make it even quicker. We already have the data, but now we can use also the predefined layouts. That looks good. In the data, it's there. Now the charts, technical analysis, another technical analysis chart. Put the Apple data there. From the other one, put the Google data there. Let's update the type actually so we know which one is which. This was Apple. And this one is Google. Now that looks good. Maybe we want to then compare them in the same chart. This time we are going to use the area chart. We drag it there, and then we drag the data. Date and close. And we want the other there as well, so create new series. Date and close. And there we go. The two of the data sets in the same chart, actually. Makes it very easy to compare. And for the last space here, let's try this time polynomial regression. That sounds fun. Again, the same method, drag and drop. Create new series, drag and drop. And there we go. Polynomial regression for both of these charts. And it even seems to predict the future a bit, as you can see. So that could be very handy at some point. So that's pretty much it. Two nice little dashboards in about 5 minutes. That pretty much demonstrates the capabilities, the power, the speed of Dashtera product perfectly. So I thank you for your attention and give it back to you, Robert.
Perfect. And we actually have perfect timing because we're at the Q&A section. We actually already have just information before I get into the questions. We have all of our information. It was in the question and answer section already, but just in case you missed it, you can contact any one of us, myself, or any one of the people who are in the sales side of our organization in order to move forward with any of your questions, or if you need a technical demo or anything at all, we're here to help. In addition to that, you can always remember that you can get a 10% discount on your purchases if you're going to purchase Dashtera by using the code Dashtera Launch 10, and you'll be able to find that inside of the Q&A section as well.
Apart from what I talked about previously, there's one more concept where Dashtera is bringing out a little bit something new. As a service, Dashtera is quite ambitious because we're trying to serve a lot of different industries and different kinds of users. And it does make it a bit difficult to communicate value because there's so many different viewpoints and features and use cases. Apart from real-time streaming, I think what is special with Dashtera is the power of the underlying visualization and data logistics engine, of course. We've developed these technologies for 18 years. And the purpose has always been like just how to load and visualize data in massive amounts as fast as possible. So the engine is there, but really the limitation is the user interface. Like how can the user benefit from that engine? And I think the missing piece in the puzzle right now is just a fast way to specify what you want to see, what you want to bring to the dashboards. And I could imagine two different ways that this could look like. One is like the more traditional way where you have a drop-down selector. You can like change something like I'm interested in this product or that product, and then it like updates the entire dashboard based on that. The key point is that the user interface would have like a convenient place which will update the entire dashboard with like a different data source or some different filter. And this kind of scenario would be really useful because it would really allow the user to benefit from that power underneath there. The second approach would be everyone's favorite or most hated one, AI. Personally, I would love nothing more than just being able to talk, like, I want this data in there, in that dashboard, or I want that in there. And essentially like having a layer to the user interface where I can just talk or prompt, and then it like leverages the power of Dashtera to display it, that would really be like the cherry on the top for me.
Yeah, I completely understand and agree. And just to add to your point, one of the additional benefits that a consultant actually talked to me about with this is that it's relatively data agnostic. So it's a little bit easier to kind of import and manipulate data than it would be with other platforms. It's a little bit more difficult to kind of just throw data, no matter the format, at most platforms. But with us, that's well, kind of the thing we can do. Kind of a thing we can do, just throw the data at it, and it doesn't have to be in a specific or particular way. It can pretty much handle anything. But we did have an additional question. How much data can it handle?
I think in static case or like historical cases, the most data we were able to throw at it was 1 billion data points. Very nice round number. The limitation, of course, is web technology here because this is browser based. So the amount of memory you can load there is the bottleneck. We're, of course, like trying to optimize it as much as possible to make the most out of it. And in real-time cases, the question is the frequency, like how many data points there are coming per second. And the biggest we've done so far is 50 kilohertz, I think. So 50,000 data points per second. Of course, I don't remember the column count, so there are some factors there, but that's the ballpark.
Yeah, and of course, like dozens or hundreds of channels filling in at the same time on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I tried EKG with the EKG data, 200 or even more measurement channels at the same time.
How did you fit them to the screen?
Well, I have a big screen and multiple screens actually. Yeah.
Big screen usually like handles and like solves most problem. Not enough, not enough space, bigger screen. Too little memory, bigger screen. Just anything is solved by bigger screens. Again, if you have any additional questions after this or you want to speak with any of our representatives, all of that information can be seen here and in the Q&A section of this webinar. In addition to that, if you're thinking about trying out or you want to use Dashtera and you want to purchase it now, you can get a 10% discount by using the code Dashtera Launch 10 at your checkout, and you'll receive the discount for up to a month from this point in time. So that coupon will be valid for up to 1 month from this time. But I thank you so much. Hopefully we'll communicate more in the future. But otherwise, take care.